Glorious day to you, my friends. Kyoko Toro Unata Katari Itakarihatarata. Welcome to Shine Stargate Heart. Illuminate your natural essence, Nyakatatara Hatakahitakatara, where we are exploring our inner being. Where we are asking our inner being or seeing what our inner being reveals to us, Nyakatara Arakesiatata, by chanting Om Mani Padme Hum 108 times, using the mala of joy. In this mala of joy, we are breaking up the 108 seeds into 9 groups of 12, where each of the 9 groups represents one of our chakras in our Merkaba, our light body, our ascension vehicle, our chariot, the chariot by which we go through our Stargate. These 9 chakras are, at the bottom of our Merkaba is Vasundhara, the Earth Star chakra, then moving up to Muladhara, our root chakra, Svadhisthana, our sacral chakra, Manipura, our solar plexus chakra, Anahata, our heart center, Vishuddha, the throat chakra, Anya or Agnya, the third eye chakra, Sahasrara, our crown chakra, and at the top of our Merkaba, Uturu Ukunanata Arahita, Vyapini, the soul star chakra. Naasa itiariarata kuhoto. We are on day number 93, chakra 7, Sahasrara. Day number 9, Iariacha hatu urutuku uturuta, which is, let's go over box breath for a moment. In each of the chakras, we break up the 12 seeds into 4 groups of 3, which it's modeled after box breath, which is Samavriti Pranayama, Ikoturu Utura Ashkatati, where for the first 3 seeds, or first 3 count, for a count of 3, or the first 3 days, we are breathing in the energies into the chakra. We're just breathing in. And then the next 3 seeds, or count of 3, or 3 days, we are holding our breath with a full set of lungs. We are exciting the energies of the chakra. We're igniting it. We're playing with the energy. What does it mean to us? What does our inner being reveal to us about the meaning of it? And then the next 3 seeds or days or count of 3, we're breathing out. We just set our intention and then release and let it go. And we breathe out, we're radiating out the energy from the chakra, and then the last 3 days, or seeds, or count of 3, we are holding our breath with an empty set of lungs, embodying the energy, grounding the energy, bringing it to its lowest energy state. And what we find out is by being present with the energies of any of the chakras, but the energies of Sahasrara, since we're working on it, is that we're harmonizing our kingdom, queendom, our eminent domain. We're harmonizing it with our inner being and our conscious mind. We're reconciling the differences naturally. We're letting our inner being reconcile the differences. That's the best part about the whole thing. We are on day number 9. We're in the last day of this radiation. Today has been such an interesting day. I recorded this meditation twice before. And I ran into problems. So what we're going to do is we're going to switch over to the portion of the video that I recorded earlier today, which is going to talk about many, many things. And then we'll switch back over here for the meditation, the and we'll close out here. Even though I realized at the end when I opened my eyes and welcomed in the new now, I noticed that my phone screen was black and it wasn't recording anymore. And what I found out when I tried to edit it, because I re-recorded the entire meditation, half of the chanting portion, because I thought I messed up during Anahata. I messed up early on, and I missed the whole meditation. So I couldn't produce the video yet. But the interesting thing is, and this excitement I want to share, the synchronicity. So I went to 2 different yoga classes tonight, and the last one was a sound bath and chill. And I have been chatting with Dylan. Thank you, Dylan. I've been chatting with Dylan for well over a year at the studio, but I've never taken one of his classes. I did so tonight. He's got some of the same people. We got the same memo today about what to talk about. No one ever talks about what he talked about during the class, normally in a yoga class. And he also talked about another thing. So, urutu uturisha. In the video that I recorded earlier, I talked about breaking down sama vritti pranayama. Then I talked about Aum, talked about Utur Uchahanataka theory, the Yoga Sutras, Nyariyashkatata 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, and 1.4. Utur Ushakata theory. He tonight talked about 2 and 3, Isikatakara Arasananatakiriata, Kiteariaratananatakisa, Arahutur Utunoto Koroso. So stay tuned for those synchronicities. Nihikatar ata ishkonohoto tokorahatarata. Sihikotorio chuko. Spirit chose samavriti pranayama on purpose. Iskotokurio cho. Today, that's what we're going to talk about. Samavriti pranayama. Niyata atakaryata aturto. And it was interesting how it came about, but iskanatakaryata. Sama. We've talked about it before. We're going to talk about it again. 444. Uturya shahatakata ratata 444. Iskaya ratakata 3 4s. Sihikitukurya taka or 4 3s. Iskatatiariata. Sama is same. Niyata atitukuryoto. We can break it down further, but same serves our purpose. Tiariata akataka hatiriariatata. Before we get into samavriti pranayama and the breakdown, Abraham Hicks talks about the solution to everything is aligning with your inner being, and that when we are experiencing contrast, we can either experience contrast or abundance. It's as simple as that. And when we're experiencing the contrast, our inner being is telling us, and that's all that contrast is our inner being saying, hey, you, Will Mitchell, or insert your name here, you, your name here. There's a different way of viewing it. If you were to see it as I see it, one, you created it that way. Congratulations, you were successful. But you can see it differently. In the last couple of days, we were talking about how we view all this energy, and all the energy is the same anyway. How do we view all this viewpoint? And we can see it as contrast. We can see it as yin and yang if we wish to. We can see it as good and evil if we wish to. Positive and negative if we choose to. Or we can just see it as energy. It is what it is. And if we change our viewpoint and we adopt the viewpoint of the eminent domain of our highest source of consciousness, we can see it all as light, see it all as divine. We can see it all as Om. And that it is all the same. Cheat. Isn't that what Samavriti means? It's all the same. That's what Samadhi means. Anyway. And our inner being is inviting us to see it differently. Sama, same. Vritti. Yes, it is streams of consciousness. It's the modes of consciousness. It's ways, it's modalities. It is so many different things. Each of the four aspects of Bach's breath is a way. But let's break down vritti. There's a comment below. There are links below. We're going to talk about 3 different things today. But vritti. What I like to do with light language is break it down into break down the consonants, break down everything into seed syllables. Vritti, vr, V-R-I, and then T-I, even though in English we spell it as T-T-I. T. Now, pri or vri has a meaning in Sanskrit, nyakatakata, link below. I like to break it up even further because this combination, this conjunction of VRI came together. Vara, iskotuto, the link below. Ukuturia, shahanatakata. I didn't commit it all to memory, but Vara, ati kotoro utonata, ati atiariata atara. Va in Ra. Va, the Bij mantra, the seed syllable of Svarasthana, where yourself is established. Va is essence, your essence, essence. Ra is the Bij mantra of Manipura, the solar plexus chakra, your willpower, your intention, your inspiration. Va means everything that Svadhisthana means. Ra means everything that Manipura means. Ra means light. Ra means fire. The essence of your fire. Vara. That is the most simple definition of it. Guess what? We've been talking about your holy fire in your heart center this whole time. T is a form of ta, that. Eskono utur eshkatatiti. Ada chiata wuru utkananiarata. That, what you see, is the essence of you, of your holy fire, which it is the holy fire. So vritti just means it's all the same stuff. But vritti also means what we talked about 2 days ago with eminent domain. It is the division of your domain. It's the subdividing of your domain. It's the focus of your awareness. Every time we focus in on something, we're subdividing this eminent domain of all that is. And we're now focusing and putting a box around it, box breath, we're creating a subdomain, so that we can focus it and allow it, the subdomain, to be and consume all of our awareness. I'm loving it. Oh, rata iskanana technology ni akahasa etukuru atatara atatara kachi iso onoto oruto. If you touch too many things on this old tablet, niaka atata ariato otoro, it does things. Or if you touch something for too long, like the come back from sleep button, it then took a picture of me staring. Maybe Spirit did it on purpose. We'll find out if we can work it into this conversation. Anyway, the same way of dividing your domain, prana yama, niata ata ata. Besides, we understand it as breath work. And it is the breath work, and it's the same breath. Yes, prana is the life force energy. It is also the breath. But this yama, it means so many things. In Ashtanga, the yamas are not that. It is the how we interact with the outside world. The don'ts. It's interpreted as self-control. So I don't mean to step on anyone's toes. As we delve into aspects of yoga. So all you yoga teachers out there, I'm not telling you what to do. But Ya is the chariot. It's the road, it's the driving, it's the driver. Gee, didn't we talk about the chariot earlier? With the Merkaba? Yama, it's in pranayama. You are the driver of your chariot. You are the driver of your breath. You are the driver of the life force energy. By making your breath the same. Links are below. And interestingly, Yama is a god, the god of death, the one who destroys the world. And the way I see that in deep meditation, your reality goes away, your reality of this outside world goes away, and you become focused on the thing. We'll get into that too. And in the Rig Veda, and it's interesting, my path of exploration today led me through that the language changed from, in the Vedic scripts, from the Rig Veda onward, that the Rig Veda has more in common with Avestal, the sister language of Zoroastrianism, the path of truth, Asha, and but the Sanskrit language evolved since the writing or the telling of the Rig Veda, the Akatur Ushkata. But in the Rig Veda, Yama is he's prayed to for leading the devotees to the path through which their ancestors departed. That's our next chakra. Vyapini gives us access to all of our lives. Vasundhara gives us access to all of our ancestors, and maybe we were one of our own ancestors. But in the grand scheme of things, we are everything anyway, so they are another us. In Lakesh, I am another you. death and rebirth. We are dying and recreating ourselves in every now. Anyway, we're now diving into Ashtanga Yoga, Natakariyarata, which Ashtanga just means eight, or the eight limb path, Iskatakiyariyata Atara Arshkunodoto, in which the yamas, our outward expression, Niyakatakara, how we interact with the outside world, the niyamas, how we reflect on ourselves, what we give out to the universe is what we get back, which is the law of attraction. Asana, seat, posture, or let's break it down, asana, si itur in our deepest meditation in this matrix, you think this is air you're breathing? That's all that asana is really telling us. Not allowing the breath to be your only source of nourishment. Pranayama, breath work, but we're dealing with subtle energies, more things that are more subtleties than this physicality. And then pratyahara, the withdrawal of the senses. We're doing this in our practice. We're doing this outside of our practice, outside of the movement, which is helping us focus, which is the next limb, Dharana, which simply, let's just think of it as focus. Because when we're focused on, in yoga, on our mat, if we're focused on our breath and the posture or the movement, our mat and the posture and our breath consume our awareness. The same thing we're doing in this series, consuming our awareness, our senses of everything that is not in the awareness of our mat, of the vritti that we have created in the subdivision of our eminent domain. It becomes our entire awareness. The whole practice of pratyahara is one, the introduction of that, and then the practice of it. I don't want to say the mastery of it, because it's a practice, because we either are doing it or we're not doing it. And then we got dharana, dhyana, focus, and some call it concentration. Some call it the object of the focus. And then we got this nebulous thing called samadhi, union. But if we think of dharana as focus, and if we think of dhyana as the object of the focus, or the absorption and reflection of the focus, we're going to play into that, because in samadhi, one becomes both the focus and the object of the focus. And the object, we become the object. We become what we focus upon. Technology, don't turn my thing here. You can't turn the spin off. Same sense or thought. That's really what samadhi means. Links below in the comment section. In Ashtanga, these eight limbs are, again, reinforcing the law of attraction. It's reinforcing that what we put out to the universe is what we get back. And if we choose to, through focus and concentration, if we choose to, we can be the reflection of the universe. And we lose our sense of self, this idea of who we think we are. And with that, we can become anything at all. We move beyond our limitations. Which brings us yet to another interpretation of Om. Usakatata, Aum, Niorosho, Utata, Arharakanata, Ayarata. The Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, Sutras, Nyaka Ararta Hayatata. Sutra 1.23, Nyaka Asarhatiyataka, talks about Aum, Nyarusho Otoro, Tokutari, Askananata Hatita Harata. Excuse me for Ishvara Pranidhana Va. Many times in my light language, Isha, Ishva, Atakarato, Utarana, Akatukura, Hutura, Ashkananata Kata. Ishvara is the highest source of consciousness. We're working on Sahasrara, the seat of this highest source of consciousness. And in every meditation, we are going to the highest source of consciousness for the purest form of this holy fire. And not that our holy fire on the inside could ever get tainted, but this idea of separation is clouding our judgment of our own holy fire, our perception of our own holy fire. And we go up there simply to clear out our perception of the divinity and the purity of our own holy fire. It's just a trick. It's just a mantra. It's a tool of the mind. Ishvara, yeah, that's a good word. And pranidhana, ariskano utor, it is so rich. There are links below. Utukatata, atara, arkanayarata. Prani, niarata, besides the pra and the ni, atara, washoto, para, ni. Pa, we're the ruler. Ra, again, this light and fire, and Ni is one allowing, but it's the Na also. Uturishkata atara arshkanihetakuruta. Prani is to fill. We're filling our essence, our reality, with the nourishment and the satisfaction. The santosha, niata atara, the abundance, the ati, niata karishkata udodo. Prani means all of that. We're nourishing ourselves with the highest source of consciousness, which is our holy fire, and the dana is the abundance, the da and na. Iskotoro, ototarnana, om ban ni, Pad me atakariata atara atahatara. Hum. It's the same syllables. Sutur shanataka atara artatitiariata. And again, Om is saying the exact same thing that Mani Padme Hum is saying. Atukuru utaria anana. Full breakdown. Kichuturu utakariata atara tatira. And although I love the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, I'm a believer and a preacher of the KISS method. Let us keep it spiritually simple. So I preach the Yogi Waltz. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All you need is the Yoga Sutras 1.1, 1.2, and 1.3. Links below. Uturushkatatatara. Yoga Sutra 1.1. Everybody loves to talk about it. Akananato, and it means so many different things to so many different people, and they are not wrong. Akurochoko. But the basic essence of it is it starts now. Uturushkatata. Ata is the key word. Everything starts now. We are creating everything now. By the time we perceive now, it is in the past, and we're creating the new now. So Yoga Sutra 1.1 is technically all we need. Because we're riding this, the crest of the wave of the new now. Uturusha anakatakatara atakanatatara. Ata Yoga Anushanasanam na atakaryasha atata atakaryata. Apparently they want me to say the Sanskrit names. 1.2. Yoga is the quieting of the mind. Natar. Or quieting the modifications of the mind. You can change vritti as the ways of the mind. Nirodha. Yoga citta. Vritti nirodha, nyakatakaryata. And the more you practice, the more nirodha changes, the more vritti changes, the more yoga changes, the more chitta changes. And all these things mean different things in different nows. But the simple, at the beginning, it means STFU. It means quiet the mind. Later on, it means acknowledge and accept the ways of the mind. It means control the ways of the mind, but then it also means let loose the ways of the mind. Once we understand the ways of the mind and accept the ways of the mind, we can be the ways of the mind and create whatever we want, desire or choose. We can take the emotion out of it. Uta awatara, iskanahatata, ishahatata atata ataditaka, ichuhutur utagananata atitiariarataha. Calm the mind, or calm the mind storm. Vritti is also a whirlpool or a vortex. Calm the vortex of the mind, or better yet, align with the eye of the storm. Align. That's all that 1.2 means. 1.3, yeah, I'm not even going to try. And really just means resting in your true authentic self, your own true nature. 1, 2, 3, by starting now, and we calm the mind and accept the mind as it is, and we can rest in the mind. We're resting in our own true nature. We're resting in our holy fire. We're harmonizing it. Oh, that's tomorrow. We're radiating it. That's today. Resting and radiating are the same thing. What? Yep. Links below. And even though we could say the waltz is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yoga Sutra 1.4 tells you what happens when we stop 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay? Otherwise, you become what you think. Nyokuturu utakanata atata. Ariharatanata atutu urutakatakaresaha. Isn't that what they just told us in Samadhi? That we become both the focus and the object? Nihokutur atakatati tata uruhurshananata katurorata hayatata. Isn't this box breath that we're talking about? We're breathing in because it begins now. Breathe in now. One, that two is if we quiet this storm, this vortex of excitation, and this out-breath is this radiation, us resting in our true authentic self, our true nature, because the breath out is releasing, the breath out is engaging in the parasympathetic nervous system, the autonomic nervous system. We don't need to do anything. Our inner being is doing all the work. That's the resting in our holy fire, our true authentic self, our shine. We're resting in our shine. That's what these whole 3 days are about. These 3 seeds are resting in our shine. So utura anakatata atariaratahasaya. And the next 3 days are about holding our breath with an empty set of lungs. Okay? We've chilled, we've slowed down the mind, we've radiated outwards, and now, otherwise you become what your mind says. Guess what? And if we control our mind, train our dog, I had to wait 10, 15 minutes to actually start recording because one, somebody was playing in the area, at the beginning, with their dog. I went and I got some ibis feathers of contrast. Then I came back and I set up. A big truck came by, made noise. Then an untrained dog came out, and then another untrained dog, as I chuckle. And when I first started, the parakeets were, thank you, joy, a monarch butterfly flittering by, of the reminder of creativity and joy. And the parakeets brought out my amusement because they were just chirping and chirping and chirping. And I go, we got to start. But yoga is about training our dog, the dog of our mind, and downward dog is one of the resting poses. Downward facing dog, and another one of the resting poses, my favorite teacher of all time, thank you, Mike, says, warrior 2, make warrior 2 your resting pose. It's a resting pose. It's a tough resting pose. And at the beginning, it's tough to do. And at the beginning, downward facing dog is difficult to do. And as we become restful after walking out our dog, stretching out and getting comfortable with it, just like all of yoga, all of samavriti pranayama, as we train our dog, the dog of our mind, of our monkey mind, by reinforcing it, by going to now, 1.1, by going to 2, by breathing and calming the mind, aligning with the center of the eye of the hurricane, and then resting in this eye of the storm, which is our true authentic self, our holy fire, in the center of our vortex of creation. And then we get to that realization of the harmonization of it all, the samadhi of it all, that we can be the reflection of the universe. We can become anything through focus. Focus of our awareness. And allowing it to consume us. There's no work to do. There's no trying to do. It's we focus on it. And when we don't focus on it, our monkey mind, our dog, when our untrained dog allows another thought to come in, don't harp on it. That's the in-breath. Get back to now. Oh, that's the in-breath. That's the sympathetic nervous system. That's the in-breath. Let's get back to now. And get back to now. Wherever now is, get back to the focus. Get back to the focus of the awareness, the object. And the union just happens. We become it. These are the simple keys to how we can create anything in this universe, how we can create any experience by the power of our mind, by the power of our focus, by the power of our inner being, this Ishvara, this Purusha, this Yiva Atman, this Agni, this Atar in Avestal. Atar is the holy fire. In Sanskrit, it's Agni. In Avestal, they have another word for this human fire. And in Sanskrit, it does mean both. It means both. But because it is attached to the connotation of this human fire, I like how Atar with an R sounds so similar to Ata, A-T-H-A, in Sanskrit meaning now, Ruta Atakaryashka. But guess what? 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, and 1.4 all mean now and your true authentic self and holy fire, Uttakiyaryata. And the 8 limbs all mean the holy fire, Uturu Ushkananata Atiyaryataha. The Atar in the Ata, Kiskoturucha Ayatakatate. Iskananta, because it's all the same thing, it's all samadhi, ni atakatari, it's all sama, vritti, pranayama, iskuturu takatara, ichahatata artahanata karyatahatara. Same shit, different day. Katita hatari ertasunutu utur utakaya ashisa katara. So let us STFU and spend some time with our inner being in the now, the atar in the atah. Nisa atutura atakatara atakachira tata. Kiisa atariata. Hence, we're back to the amusement of the parakeets at the beginning and skotuhu and in this now. Utura atanata hatita. Karyato uru anatakata karyataha. So I invite you to sit down, lie down, to relax, and let go of the day. As we focus our awareness on our breath, you are welcome to close your eyes. As we slowly and consciously deepen and lengthen our breath. As we listen to the sound of our in-breath, and we notice the sound of our out-breath. As we feel how it feels to breathe in, as we feel how it feels to breathe out, as we notice the cool air as we breathe in, as we experience the warm air during the out breath, as we feel how it feels to breathe in, and we feel how it feels to breathe out. Now let us focus our awareness on our heart center. For in our heart center is the home of our holy fire. And every breath that we take with intention fans the flames of our holy fire and invites it to make cracks, segues, pathways in the debris of life in our chakras, in our auric field, and every breath, and every intentional breath, allows our true inner being, the light from our being, to make itself more present with us. Through these cracks, these through the debris, to our awareness and to the awareness of others. Which gives the presence of increasing your bright light. As we invite and allow the holy fire to flow in, through, and around us all, in every way, and everywhere, and every when. Nihotorota atata, ishahayaka atara, sitororoko, hatiareata hata. And we ask the holy fire to only allow in that which is for our highest good and the highest good of all. Hutoto uruta hatata, hishkana hasiara, haturu utukuruhota taharata. Now I invite you to start the divine flow. If you have not done so already. Let us take this energy from our heart center, and although it is already pure, our perception of it is not. So let us move it up through the chakras, through Vishuddha, through Ajna, through Sahasrara, through Vyapini, moving it up through the realms of consciousness, and entering into the highest source of consciousness, the home of the holy fire, the home of unconditional love, where there is no judgment, where there is no ego, where it always respects free will, and where the power is unlimited. And let us bring back more pure holy fire, and bring it down through the realms, and bring it through via Pini, purifying it, through Sahasrara, purifying it, through Ajna, purifying it, through Vishuddha, purifying it, and back into Anahata, our heart center. Combining this energy thoroughly and purifying Anahata, thus purifying our perception of Anahata, Aratkanata Karyarata. Let us move this energy down through the chakras, Nihakatakoro Yoshoko Hotoro, purifying the lower chakras and grounding this energy effectively. Nihotora Atakaryarata. Let us take this combined energy down through, this purified and combined energy down through the chakras, down through Manipura, purifying it, Sakatakuryatata, down through Svadhisthana, purifying it, down through Muladhara, purifying it, through Vasundhara, purifying it, and growing roots down into Mother Earth, Kutukuruhuta, Atakaharitiyatyarata, down, 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 deep into the heart of Gaia, Nyaraskahayatata, wrapping these roots around the heart of Gaia, giving her a great big hug, Kiyakoroto Unata Katara Hatitaha, and bringing back her grounded love, Nohoto Ratakatiyariata, up through the root system, Nyoroshahayaka Atara Haskata, through Vasundhara, Muladhara, Svadhisthana, Manipura, and back into Anahata, our heart center. Thoroughly combining this energy, Niyariyashahotoro Uranatakayarata. And let us turn over to our inner being to continue this divine flow without any conscious thought. Utur Atiria Rahakanata Arata Ishkonohotoro Hotokoro Hatara Atakitata Hitoro Otananata Harata Kaheata. Effortlessly, naturally, completely. Niariaraka Hotorota. And now on the out breath, with intention and purpose, let us push this energy out from our heart center, out from all of our chakras, radiating it outward, out from our physical bodies, out from our auric field, and into every aspect of our awareness, in every way, and everywhere, and every when. Now let us create in our mind's eye a chest of your creation. Let us put in this chest all of our anger, all of our fears, all of our worry, all of our doubt. Let us also put in all of our guilt, all of our shame, all of our grief. Let's just put it in the chest. Let's also put in this chest everything on our to-do list, our shopping list, everything that we're going to do the rest of the day, anytime in the future, let's just put it in the chest. Everything that has already happened today, your successes and failures, and everything that has happened in the past. Let us just put it in the chest. And let us ask our inner being to also put in this chest what it feels no longer serves, and what might distract from our time with the chant, our time with our breath, and our time with the energy. And let us close the lid on this chest and set it aside. It shall be there for you at the end of meditation, if you so desire. The process will be, we will start off with one Aum, the primordial sound of the universe. We will chant Om Mani Padme Hum 108 times using the mala of joy on the 8 count. The default audio track will keep count, so will I. It will let us know when we move up through the chakras, and it'll let us know when we're on the last one. I'll also raise my hand. And at the end, we will close out with one Aum. And a breath in for Aum. Aum. Starting off with Vasundhara and a breath in to chant.
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Atoro hokotoro onoto otoro hata.
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Ishohotoro hokotoro naha. Atoro hokotata atara hatitaha.
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Atukoroto uhuna. Ishahayata atara hatakahiyata.
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Atakarata hatitaha. Atoro hokotoro hotanaha.
Om Mani Padme
Itoto horoto
Hum.
hotur hatana hatita. Atoro hokona hatata hatita.
Om Mani
Atoro
Padme
hokotora hanata.
Hum.
Itoro hokotora hatata ahata. Hita hatara haka.
Om Mani
Atakahata
Padme
heroto oroto
Hum.
hotoro hana. Atoro hokotora hayata ana. Hita hatara
Om
harata
Mani Padme
Atoro
Hum.
hokotoro huna. Atura hakatata anata ata. Hotoro
Om
o
Mani
takatara harata
Padme
yarata.
Hum.
Hatoro hokotoro huna. Aturo hokotata arahashiyata.
Om Mani
Aturo
Padme
okona hatata
Hum.
arahata. Atakarati hitara. Aturo utoro okonata
Om Mani
atarahata.
Padme Hum.
Hitoro hokodora. Atukoroto hota.
Om Mani
Atihiriata
Padme
hanataha.
Hum.
Atikirata hatata. Moving up to Muladhara.
Om
Hatoro
Mani
hotoro
Padme Hum.
Itakahatara hatita hatara hatina. Atutu uhuru hotata karahira.
Om Mani
Aturo
Padme
hokotorana.
Hum.
Aturo hokotoro honata ataraha. Itakarata hatitira
Om
hatataha.
Mani Padme
Ato
Hum.
tohoroto hona. Atihiriarata hakatarihata.
Om
Hoturo
Mani
hutura
Padme
hatara.
Hum.
Itokorota hatiriara. Hatoro okotoro hanata ataraha.
Om Mani
Hatutu
Padme
uhututu diara.
Hum.
Haturo hukotora hana. Atiti ariara tahakita hataraha.
Om Mani Padme
Hotoro
Hum.
uhuna hatura hatiti aria. Atura hayaka atata arata hatita.
Om Mani Padme
Itoro ohokoto
Hum.
nahawara. Atkarati hitara. Haturo hokoturo hotana atara
Om
hata.
Mani Padme
Ichoto
Hum.
uhrota hatita harahata. Achahatata karahayata. Hitoro
Om
toro
Mani
anahata
Padme Hum.
Hitoto uhutor te hitara. Atoro hokanata arahatitaha.
Om Mani
Atoro hokanoto
Padme
horoto
Hum.
echiariarataha. Hatutu uhuna hakatiriara. Ichkahatara
Om
hatitahana.
Mani Padme Hum.
Atoro hokotoro hanata kahatata. Hiso hokotoro hotatara hata.
Om Mani
Atokoroto ho.
Padme Hum.
Uroti hera atakaharahata. Moving up to Svadhisthana.
Om
Makutoto
Mani
ohuna hatare.
Padme Hum.
Hitakarate hitara. Atoro hokotoro honota hatara hata. Ita
Om
hatara
Mani
hatekidara hariara.
Padme Hum.
Hatoro hokotoro naha. Atoro hokotoro utuhoro shahea.
Om Mani
Hatiyata
Padme
kahana
Hum.
takatata hatetaha. Atukuro toho toro hotana hateta.
Om
Atoro
Mani
hokotora hana.
Padme Hum.
Hatiti ariara tahakara anata. Hatutu uhutu turia.
Om Mani Padme
Kachihisa
Hum.
atakarata hatitaha. Hariariata hanaka achito horoto.
Om
Hatoro
Mani
otana
Padme
hakayara.
Hum.
Ashihirata hana. Atutu horoto ukotura hayata hana.
Om Mani
Atukotoro
Padme
utanahata
Hum.
karetaha. Atiti ariarata kahayata. Atakarata
Om
hayarata atata
Mani
hayara.
Padme Hum.
Koto horoto utatatarieta. Ishahanata hara.
Om
Atoro
Mani
hokotora
Padme
hatiriara.
Hum.
Hatutu uhukoto horeataha. Atiri ariatahana.
Om
Hatoro
Mani
okotoro
Padme
hotara
Hum.
haritaha. Hatutu uhukatatata hatata. Ichikorota hanata
Om
kariataha.
Mani Padme
Atukoroto
Hum.
horoto hutuna. Atiri ariata hatata hakata.
Om Mani
Haturo oto
Padme
horotaha.
Hum.
Ishahanataha. Moving up to Manipura.
Om
Koro
Mani
hotutu
Padme
horushaheya.
Hum.
Atukoroto honata hatetihi. Atoro hokotoro hotana akata
Om
harahati.
Mani
Itata
Padme Hum.
arhakayata. Atukoroto hotoro hota. Isha hakata arahata
Om
karnata hata.
Mani Padme
Isha
Hum.
hotoro hokotoro hanata. Achikaharati hiarata atataha.
Om Mani
Atukoroto oto
Padme
horoto hatara
Hum.
hata. Achikaharati itaha. Hatoro
Om
hokotoro honata
Mani
atara harita.
Padme Hum.
Hatoro uhutoro hutara shahekaha. Atihariatana.
Om Mani
Hatoro
Padme
hokotoro hotara.
Hum.
Isha hakatara harataha. Atoro hokotoro hona.
Om Mani
Ijahatara
Padme Hum.
hakatitiriaraha. Koto horoto utana hatiteha.
Om
Chahayaka atata.
Mani Padme
Hatoro
Hum.
hokotoro hoko. Hi shahatata ataharaharatie. Ariaka
Om
hashiata.
Mani
Katata
Padme
hatiti
Hum.
ariartaha. Hatuto uhuta atarahatira.
Om
Hatukuarataha.
Mani Padme
Kataharata
Hum.
hatata. Hitoro hokotoro hatatarna. Itakarata
Om
hati.
Mani
Hatoro
Padme
hokotoro
Hum.
hatana aka. Haturo utada. Ishahanataka.
Om
Itoro
Mani
hokotoro ha.
Padme
Isha
Hum.
atataharata. Moving up to Anahata.
Om
Hatuto
Mani
uhuto tara.
Padme
Shiaka
Hum.
asahanataha. Atoro hokotoro hotoro hana. Atoro
Om
hokotoro
Mani
tuturu huta.
Padme Hum.
Hatoro hokotoro hanataha. Hita taharata kahaya.
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Hotoro hokotoro hanataha. Atkarata hahera.
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Atoro hokotora anata aratihi. Hatoro
Om
katata
Mani
atara.
Padme Hum.
Hitoto ohu kotorata. Atkarata hayeta.
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Hatutu uhu koharawata hati. Atkarata.
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Hitoro hokotoro honata ata. Atiriariata kahata atara.
Om Mani Padme
Kotohoroto
Hum.
uhu tatataraha. Arshahanata kahati. Atoro hokotoro
Om
hotana hakata.
Mani Padme
Hitiariara
Hum.
hakata a. Atoro hokotoro hokatanaha. Hata atara
Om
harakahera.
Mani Padme
Atkarata hana.
Hum.
Atoro hokotoro hanata atara. Hitoro okotoro
Om
hotana
Mani
harakaheta.
Padme
Hatora
Hum.
hakanata harataha. Atoro hokotoro honata ariariaha.
Om
Hatutu
Mani
uhutata.
Padme
Atkarata
Hum.
itaharata. Moving up to Vishuddha.
Om
Hatutu
Mani
hutoro
Padme
hotaraha.
Hum.
Itoro hokotana hatitaha. Atoro hokotoro hotata ata.
Om Mani Padme
Hatutu uhuta.
Hum.
Atiriarata hana. Atokoroto hotoro hotara hata.
Om Mani
Itahatara hanata.
Padme Hum.
Itoro hokotoro hana. Atoro hokotoro hatari. Isha
Om
hakanata.
Mani
Atarati
Padme
hitara
Hum.
hatita. Hatoro hokonoro hotata. Isha hatahara
Om
rakahayata.
Mani Padme
Konoto
Hum.
horotoha. Icha hatara hakatita hata. Isa hakanati te
Om
hariara.
Mani Padme
Atoro
Hum.
hokotoro hota. Icha hatata harakihita. Isa hakatata
Om
harata
Mani
hatita.
Padme Hum.
Hatoro hokotoro honataha. Atoro hotorota atakarataha.
Om Mani
Hitoro
Padme
uto
Hum.
otoro. Atakarata hita. Atori hekotoro hotana akatarahaya.
Om Mani
Atakarati
Padme
hitoro.
Hum.
Atora hakanata harahita. Hotoro hokotora hanata ata.
Om Mani
Hatuto uhu
Padme
taharata hera.
Hum.
Atukoro hotoro hokatara. Hiti ariara haka.
Om
Atoro
Mani
kohonataha.
Padme Hum.
Konoto horoto hototaha. Hitoro hokotora. Atakara.
Om
Atihiti.
Mani Padme
Hotorota
Hum.
horanata. Moving up to Ajna.
Om
Hotoro
Mani
hokotoro hotara
Padme
harati
Hum.
taharaha. Atoro hokotoro hana. Ichaharara kirata
Om
hatara hakaha.
Mani Padme Hum.
Hatoro utoro hokanatati. Atukoroto hotoro.
Om
Atoro
Mani
hokotora hatana
Padme
atataraha.
Hum.
Hate harahiti tiharata. Arkorosho hotoro.
Om
Hatarate
Mani
hitata hata.
Padme Hum.
Isa hakanata. Atoro hotoro hokata. Gaya
Om
hatara
Mani
hatanata.
Padme
Hitoro
Hum.
hokotoro. Hatoro hokotara harana. Isha hakara
Om
harakatata.
Mani Padme
Sohotoro.
Hum.
Utoro hokatata hata. Tari hetata hatara.
Om
Isha hotoro
Mani
hokana.
Padme Hum.
Otoro hokotara hatita. Atoro hokotoro hushanata
Om
atara hati.
Mani Padme
Hitoto
Hum.
uhuto tatara hati. Atoro hokotora hatanata haratita.
Om
Atoto
Mani
ohukatara.
Padme Hum.
Atoro hokotara hara. Atakaharati itekara hara. Atoto
Om Mani
ohutatara.
Padme
Itokorota
Hum.
atara hata. Koto horota hotata atitiaria.
Om
Atoro
Mani
ohukatara.
Padme
Atoro
Hum.
hokotora. Atoro hokotarara. Itoto hokotora hata.
Om Mani
Atkoroto hota.
Padme Hum.
Atitiariara hanata. Moving up to Sahasrara.
Om
Manoto
Mani
horoto hotara
Padme
hata.
Hum.
Itoro hokotora hanata ayarata. Atakarata ita.
Om
Atkoroto
Mani
hotoro hana.
Padme Hum.
Achokoroto hotura hata. Hitata harata hatatira.
Om Mani
Atkoroto
Padme
hotora hana.
Hum.
Atoro hokotoro hotara. Isha hakata tara hatana
Om
hakatina.
Mani Padme
Utuhoroto
Hum.
ota. Atoro hokotoro hotana. Hatoro okotoro
Om
atana hatiriana.
Mani Padme Hum.
Kotoro hokotara hata. Hatoro okotora anata ariataha.
Om
Atoro
Mani
hokotoro hoshaya.
Padme Hum.
Atura hakanata ira. Hata atara rakiata atara hata.
Om
Hatur
Mani
utanata
Padme
atita harta.
Hum.
Koroto horoto otora. Atiti ariarata hakata
Om
atara.
Mani Padme Hum.
Kotoro hutur nata tara hata. Itoro haka atata.
Om Mani
Kanata hararti
Padme
hitara
Hum.
hata. Hatutu uhuta tara. Ito korata hatara.
Om
Kanata harara
Mani
tikirartaha.
Padme Hum.
Hotoro utanata tara. Ichkahararti hita. Atoro
Om
hokotoro
Mani
honata atatihi.
Padme Hum.
Haturo utatata hatata hatari. Atokoroto hota.
Om
Hita ata
Mani Padme
atakarata.
Hum.
Hatokoronana. Moving up to Vyapini.
Om
Haturo
Mani
utora hanata.
Padme Hum.
Itora hokotoro hatata. Atura kanata atara hatita hata.
Om Mani Padme
Koto horoto
Hum.
utatara hatita. Atkoroto una. Aturo hokotoro
Om
hatata hata.
Mani Padme
Haturo
Hum.
uhunata. Ichikarati hita. Atoro hokotoro hanata
Om
ata.
Mani Padme
Atoro uto
Hum.
horotaha. Atokorayata hata. Haturo utoro hunata
Om
ata.
Mani Padme
Atkorotaha.
Hum.
Aturo hokotoro hotata araha. Atata atata
Om
garataha.
Mani
Atoro
Padme
horana
Hum.
arashahe. Atoro hokotoro onata atarahata.
Om
Acharata
Mani
hakatira hayataha.
Padme Hum.
Konoto horotu uta. Hatiri ariata hatara arakana.
Om Mani
Atuhoroto
Padme
utara.
Hum.
Atukorota hana. Aturo hokotara arakana hata. Iti
Om
ariana kahai.
Mani Padme
Atuhorota.
Hum.
Haturo ukonata atata hata. Hisakanata
Om
arahetaha.
Mani
Aturo hokotora
Padme
hana.
Hum.
Aturo hokotura atakata atara hartita.
Om
Aturo
Mani
ukunota.
Padme
Atakarisha
Hum.
ita. Last one.
Om
Kototo uta
Mani Padme
ahahatita
Hum.
atita anahata. And a breath in for Om. Aum. Sihoroto orotananata karyata. Stay here for as long as you like. Neoroto uhu taharata hanata. To spend more time in the energy, Nyariyashohotorata. Maybe even pause the video if you like. Neoroto otoro hotata anata. When you are ready, Neoroto otarata. Slowly bring your awareness back to the here and now. Hotoro hotanata haratira. Maybe invite in some gentle movements. Niakatori hoshokotoro. Maybe wiggle your fingers and toes. Iokotora hanata katara hartitaha. And when you are ready, slowly open your eyes and welcome in the new now. And welcome in the new you. Utura katare. Hitoro utanata atara harakayatarata. Congratulations, my friends. You have completed day number 93, Niariacha Hatotoro, of Shine, Stargate Heart. Illuminate your natural essence. Niakatata atara arakanita karahutorota. Still chuckling. Niariasha hatokuru at the synchronicities, at the mistakes, at the resetting of the new now. Urochahata, returning to it in this now. Uture arshahanata katara arakiti diariaratata. There's nothing much to say. We'll see if during the editing that I piece in some of the epilogue of earlier today, or if this thing stands on its own. I invite you to journal about your experience, whether they were visions or whether they were just feelings or whether it was just you journaling about your breath in the chant and you documenting your mistakes or whatever comes up for you. Utura ana hisa atiariara kahatitaha. Again, check the description for links and the comments below for links. Maybe add one of your own comments. I have much to write about. I have I have to write about things from the first attempt when it wasn't recorded. I have to write about the second attempt that was recorded. And I've got to write about my sound bath. I've got to write about this meditation. Ni kutur aranahata kiti arata hiskatakariatata. So these mistakes, ni katurioto, the wagging of my dog, arahasko utuhuruto, has been productive. My employment and practice of Yoga Sutra 1.1, getting back to the now, because it starts now. Urata atakata. Be awesome and start now. Utura atakatakarya. Whatever you're doing, start now. Utura atakaskata. That's what the law of attraction is telling us. That's what the gentle tuning of our vibration is all about. Maybe today we can't handle abundance. It's too difficult of a task for us. So maybe we just handle gratitude. Utur atakatata. We practice gratitude. And then maybe we practice being satisfied with the gratitude. Utura arakananatiara. Maybe we practice hope and being satisfied with the hope. No utukariata. And then maybe we practice the possibilities and being satisfied with those possibilities. And as we raise our vibration naturally, and we reinforce this in our conscious mind, in our practice, it becomes more natural and more natural. And then, by getting into the now, I wagged my dog, I made mistakes. 1.2, Uturya Chakra. Yoga is the practice of the vritti, of the chitta, of nirodha, niyarataka atitaka satara, the calming of the mind, the calming of the dog, the taming of the dog, the training of the dog. 1.1, 1.2, 1.3 is the training of the dog. Akatirio, roshwa, otora, artananiriata. So we can have a well-behaved dog, niario chokotoro, a dog where we can have expectations or expected results, because we learn how to focus and we reinforce how to focus. And 1.3, we experience our inner being, our true natural state. The first time we taste it, we experience it. We want more. In my first experience with the holy fire, I go, there's something to this. It felt like home. Because it's my inner being. Yes, it is home. Utura akanata atara rakyata. Shiata nata atara rakyata. Kaniya raras kanata kara uturu utukura. And then again, Yoga Sutra 1.4 just tells us what we do when we're not in that stillness of our inner being. It tells us what happens when we're in dharana and dhyana, niarashko otoro, and when we achieve samadhi with that, when we're not focused on our inner being, when we're focused on anything else, we become it. When we, I remember what they concluded with earlier. Utur anata katita katara arra. Thank you, my people. No utura atakanata kiryarta. When we are experiencing that stillness of the mind and we're focused on something else besides our breath and our inner being, we are becoming it. We are it. Ni otoro, we become it. That's the samadhi of it. Niti oroto otokora shahayata. We are then, one way to say it is we are reflecting on it. That meaning of reflecting is we're pondering it. That thing we're focused upon becomes our entire awareness, and therefore it becomes us. Ni atara, we become it. Niorota atakara. Niorota isakahashi isakatana. We become it. We no longer are the sva that our conscious mind believes we are, that our ego believes that we are. We become it. We take on its identity. But in the analogy of the mirror or the still pond or lake, we are reflecting from the sky above, from what's above the lotus, those thoughts of what it is that came through us, through our perception, through our sensory organs, whether it's the five senses or the sixth sense. We become it. We reflect it. We reflect upon it and we reflect it. We are the mirror of the universe in that state. When when we tell the universe what we want to create, when we're invoking this law of attraction, we tell the universe what we want to create, manifest. And the universe is our mirror. When we are conscious and focused, we are the instigator. The universe is the mirror. When we are still and calm, the universe is the instigator and we are the mirror. Reflecting back the universe. We are the universe too, the universe is us. So utara arakanata ayera. Shoyo okotoro hutananate ariarata. And in the beauty and aspect of in Lakesh, I am another you. Si hutotoro orakatata. I thank you, my friends, for holding up a mirror to me, reflecting back to me. Ni uru uta atakari hitatara hatatata. When the truth is, I am holding the mirror for myself. I am causing. You are holding the mirror for yourself. You are looking into the mirror and you are holding that mirror that's being reflected back to you. Uruhutana atikatata arahatakite areata. Kesihikutur anakita arahatatiri arata. And then you take turns. Who's looking in the mirror? Is it you or you? Is it you or your inner being? Who's holding the mirror? Is it you or your inner being? Besides both, and tapping into Schrodinger's cat thought experiment, it's both. Utura akatata atarata. Until you observe it, then it's you that's holding the mirror and you are observing it. But until then, it is both you holding it and you observing. What's really going to bake your noodle later on, another quote from the Matrix, is that would you have still broken that vase if I didn't tell you about it? Atakata isohoto utu ura haya akatakarayarta. So I thank you, my friends, for sharing in my highest bliss, for holding up the mirror for my bliss. Shine on Akatiriara and chuckle on Akatiriarta. Hopefully you are as amused as I am with this entire it. Kisa ayatatara artkaniyata. And make it a great day. Make it a blissful day. Niharashata, an amusing day. Atutu urutakatata. Because why would you leave it up to anyone else besides you? Who's causing you to laugh? Ni kutata atara arhiska iti arianata katarata.